Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So today, let's talk about what's going on with markets, with Bitcoin, of course, and look at some metrics and talk about why you need to get ready for a massive Bitcoin short squeeze. That's right. It's on the horizon. It's coming and it's massive. So let's talk about all these things and more. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. We're starting out the day a little bit, slightly little bit in the green, 59.5. Not a bad place to be in, although above 60,000 would be better. Let's see. Today, the market is opening in the green, okay, and people are waiting for the Fed minutes. What is the Fed minutes going to say? Right? This is going to be the big story. Anything new? We don't know. We know there were a lot of debates about whether or not we should have gotten a rate cut in July, right? And is the minutes going to say anything else? We don't know. It could be very dovish or it could be very hawkish, but I think it's going to be more dovish. And I think it's going to pave way for Powell to say something like the Fed is open to a 50 basis point cut this Friday, right? So that is what we are waiting for. It could be very good. Today could be very good. The U.S. market starting out green. That's always good, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, we do have a little FUD this morning. Okay. What is that FUD? Well, Mt. Gox. Mt. Gox is not over yet. This YK guy is saying, didn't see your streams a long time. I've been here for years. I don't know where you've been, YK. But Mt. Gox shifts 700 million in Bitcoin today. If you look at Arkham, they haven't transferred large amounts for a long time, for 3 weeks now. The last one was about 56 million. Today, they transferred about 75 million to Bitstamp. And overall, they still have about $2 billion worth of Bitcoin. Again, not terrible, but we knew this was going to happen. It's not like they're just going to wait and not distribute anymore. But 75 million, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. But $2 billion waiting for this to be over. And then once and for all, we don't have to worry about Mt. Gox. Right? So we're starting a day with a little fun. And the fear index is still showing. Most of you guys think this is still a very, very, very scary time. That's why we're still at 26 in the fear and greed index. We're in fearful, not extreme fear, but fearful. I don't know what happened between yesterday and today, why yesterday is 30 and why today is 26. Not that anything happened since yesterday, but that's the sentiment. Don't know why. Maybe people are afraid of the Fed minutes or afraid of Mt. Gox. I have no idea. But we do have a little FUD. But of course, like I've always said, FUD is good. FUD means that while others are panicking, you're not, and you're taking advantage, right? While others are panic selling, you're panic buying. That's how you're supposed to do it. There are a lot of people right now, a lot of people that are trying to outsmart the market, trying to bet against the market, and trying to keep Bitcoin down. So this is interesting. If you're looking at funding rates, and we've seen only a few times before where we have seen the funding rates at really extreme negative levels for extended period of time. And you can see this happened in 2021, right? When we first peaked at 64,000, then we went all the way back down to 28,000. A lot of people were shorting Bitcoin when we went down below 30,000. And guess what? They all got wrecked when Bitcoin went back up to 69,000, right? That happened. We had a couple times in 2022, same thing. One time towards the bottom, right at bottom at 15,000. A lot of people wanted to short Bitcoin, thought it was going to go lower. They got wrecked. Now we're seeing the same thing happen right where we are. A lot of people think this is a good time to be placing those shorts because Bitcoin may go lower. You know what? I think history is going to repeat. This is a sign that we are going to flip around and go back to where we were, 73,000, and make a new high by the end of this year. That's why I said get ready for that massive Bitcoin short squeeze. As of right now, there are about $15 billion worth of shorts. And just to get back to 72K. Okay, so that's not even all-time high, but close to it. Just for us to get back to 72K, which, again, we were just at not too long ago. I looked less than a month ago, we were at 70K. So for people for naysayers like, oh, we'll never get back to 70K, they have no idea what they're talking about. But to get back to 72K, we will totally wreck and short squeeze about $15 billion worth of shorts, right? That is what we have to look forward to. That would be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So this is a warning. Warning for the bears, okay? We have seen periods like this before where the shorts pile on and on and on and on. And sometimes they do end up suppressing Bitcoin for a while. But we know no one can suppress Bitcoin for too long. And eventually when it comes back up, and when the institutions and whales and retail, when they come back, or they just simply buy more, short squeeze go happen. We're going to go back up to 70K, and we're going to break through our 73K, and we will form a new high. That's a certainty. That's not if, it's just a matter of when. Now, in terms of buying back and accumulating and everything, right? We're seeing it happen. Look at this. For whatever reason, we had very strong distribution. Almost 1 million Bitcoin sold, okay, from earlier this year, from March, all the way down to about April. Maybe a lot of profit taking. Maybe because of, this is counting some of the distribution from major countries and Mt. Gox and all that. I don't know where it got it from. But overall, you can see that's some strong distribution. But since April till now, we have seen strong accumulation. In fact, it's picking up crazily right now, right? So this definitely is going to have effect going forward. The strong accumulation is not slow anymore. It's going up very, very rapidly. And we know that the institutions that are now in Bitcoin, they are buying also very, very rapidly, right? So you just have to have patience. Yesterday alone, we had a total net inflow of 88 million. Quite good. 4 days of straight inflows. And if you subtract the 14th, you know, it'd be 6 days. But I guess you can't do that. But you know, my point is institutions are still buying. The whales are coming back, right? This is all according to plan. Hey, and by the way, today is Bitcoin Infinity Day. I didn't know this was actually such a thing. I don't know if Saylor just made this up. But just keep in mind that Bitcoin's price could go up to infinity. There's no set limit, right? And if it goes to infinity, you had to divide by 21 million because there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever. But that would mean every Bitcoin, every SAT, every fractional Bitcoin is going to go to the moon eventually, right? And why is it going to go into the moon? Because, I mean, it's just supply and demand. The supply, there's a set amount. It's not like fiat. It's not like stocks. It's not even like gold or oil or any other commodity or precious metal where you can find more of. With Bitcoin, it is governed by code. There will only be 21 million, and we're already 94% mined. The remaining 6% will be mined within 100 years, and we have 5 to 8 million of Bitcoin lost forever. It's very, very scarce. Very, very scarce. That's why the big boys now are buying by the billions, because they're trying to play catch up. It's just really that simple. Really, really that simple. Now, something else that shows that we are going to get a turnaround soon is if you look at USDT, the biggest stablecoin we have, the last time we saw this happen was, around the 2021 timeframe, right? When Bitcoin broke above 20,000, that was when USDT was at all-time high at that time. And then that's when we went up all the way up to 69,000 eventually, right? We're seeing the same thing now, right? Obviously, we're a little bit lower than our 70 something high, but we're pretty close. And USDT is flying. It's flying. We're at an all-time high for USDT, just like what happened in 2021. Very similar. And again, why do we have so much USDT? Because we have that much more whales and liquidity in the space, okay? And they're getting ready to buy. When FOMO hits and they actually start spending that USDT, it's going to be massive. I mean, we're at 135 billion, I believe. No, 117 billion. Not quite 135. 117 billion. That's quite a lot. That's quite a lot waiting to come in. And we're seeing escalation recently too. The strong accumulation chart I showed you guys could be due to this. We had $3 billion worth of USDT created just this week alone. Right? So that number keeps on increasing. These big boys, whoever they are, they're minting 1 billion every few days now. It's crazy how much money is getting ready to come in to buy. It's actually insane if you think about it. This is all leading up to something huge, right? So even though this month, I know this month has been so far pretty boring, the remainder months of this year, I think it's going to be absolutely massive. I have no doubt in my mind that the last few months of this year, we will break into new high territory. And I think there's a really good chance we will end the year in six-figure territory. So you just have to have a little patience. But like all this is adding up to something. None of this is fake. It's like when you look at this, when you look at the on-chain metrics, and you look at how much Tether is being minted, you just have to put two and two together, right? Like this is what I'm doing for you guys, putting things together so you don't even have to think. You don't have 3 billion of USDT created in 1 week for no reason. It's all adding to something huge that's forming, that's coming, right? All right. We have a giant bull flag that we're in right now, right? Next stop, 127K. A lot of people made predictions like 100K or 80K, whatever it may be, right? We're also in a giant cup and handle pattern, right? So from a TA perspective, this is what we have to look forward to maybe by the end of the year. Like I said, 6 figures. We can hit 100, 110, 127 by the end of this year. That would be crazy if we hit 127. But that would only be the beginning. Last night, I showed this chart from Plan B, how we're 4x higher from our previous low. So if you look at our low of 15,000, we're about 4x higher. Same thing in 2020 when we were bottomed out at 3,800. You know, basically 4x from the bottom. This is right before the parabolic phase. And in 2017, Bitcoin from that point went up 10x. In 2021, it went up 7x. This time around, do we do a 4x or a 5x? Even if we did a 4x, what would that place Bitcoin? At $240,000, right? We don't even have to do a 10x. If we did a 10x, it'd be crazy. It would be like 600,000. But we don't have to do a 10x. We don't have to do a 7x. Even a 4x would place Bitcoin at 240,000. Even a 3x from our current level would be at 180,000. So again, there's diminishing returns, obviously, but we're still moving the same way as we always have. Nothing has changed. Everything else is a distraction. Okay? Everything else just basically weeds out the non-believers. The volatility basically kicks all the people out from the space that never believed in the first place, right? And those that are left are the ones that are strong-willed individuals or diamond hand individuals that understand, and they are the ones that keep on accumulating. Because if you understand, this is what I'm showing you guys, that you will not be fearful. And those that have lived through a few cycles know exactly what I'm talking about. 2021 was not easy either. To watch Bitcoin go up to 64,000 and then dump to 28,000, that, my friends, was not easy to live through. A lot of people dumped when Bitcoin dumped down to 28,000. That's when we actually recovered to 69,000. So, yeah. What else is there? The November 28th cycle. This has been pretty good overall. So somehow November 28th, every single year is when we, when we top out. So this is predicting that November, sometime between October and December, but basically November 2025 is when we go top out, right? Wherever that may be. All right. What else is there? Let's see. For Ton has been doing very well recently. Top 10 continues to do well. And this is one of the reasons, because if you look at the active addresses, it's now all-time high and just continues to go higher and higher and higher due to all the games that they have. That's great. Second Solana ETF approved in Brazil. That's great. In the US, we are being delayed by the SEC, but it's just a matter of time. And I think that's it. I guess we got to wait for the market. Let's see. The Fed minutes come. No, Fed minutes is not out yet. We'll have to wait and see how the market reacts. Right now, Coinbase and MicroStrategy barely down. Nvidia up today. Tesla up today. So good. All right, let's do some Q&A. YK, stop adding me. And second of all, I don't know why you haven't been getting notifications, because I've been streaming for years. Years upon years upon years. Let's see. Still scrolling up here. BTX 4X would be nice. 4X would be really nice. Even 3X will take it. But who's to say it's going to be 4X? It could be 5X. Incognito, do you think DFK can overtake Axie or come close? I have no idea. They were at 1.4 billion in 2021. Can they get back up there this time? I don't think so. But can they overtake Axie? I don't even know where Axie is. Axie 700. So halfway. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. There's still a lot of baggage, I guess, that they're trying to overcome. So if they can, then there's a chance. Do you think you could reach 1 million subscribers by this bull market, end of the bull market? I hope so. I hope so. That would be cool. Andy and Cry. George, do you recommend buying mid caps first, then small caps, or buy the small caps for bigger gains at the lows? No. No, you got to go with big caps first, then mid caps, then small caps, right? During market weakness or during fuddish periods like right now, right? You gotta go with stability. So stick with Bitcoin and then stick with big caps. When the market gets hot and heats up, that's when you go for the smaller caps. That's when they start skyrocketing. But you need that stability in your portfolio. Tim Musician, I do appreciate that. I do. I do what I can to help people stay in the game, stay motivated, and see the bigger picture. That's all I do. Do a meet and greet if you ever come to London. I don't know if I want to go to London. I probably will at some point, but it's not high up on my places to visit. What car you go feature this Saturday on CryptosRUs? I have two cars that I could choose. Either a Jeep Wrangler 392, the final edition, or a IS 500 F Sport. I don't know which one. Chit chat. Can you check my super chat? It disappeared. I scrolled up. I didn't see it. Just retype it. Are we going up or down from here? I say up. But then again, I always say up. Please define your opinion of big cap. Big cap is anything, I would say at this point in time, anything bigger than 8 billion in market cap. So, I mean, you could throw sheep in there. Okay, we just add 8 billion. I would say 8 billion plus is big cap. And mid cap is anything from a billion above. And then anything small cap is a billion or under. Anthony says, my son is making car videos on YouTube now. He watched some of your videos, took him to the auto show. He's hooked. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, my kid started making videos too. It's never, if you want to be like if you want to be an influencer or you want to just have a channel, it's always good to start early because the competition is so fierce right now. Everyone, all the kids, you ask the kids these days, what do you want to be when you grow up? Not one of them will say, I want to be an electrician, even though electricians are making crazy money because no one, that job, any job that requires people to like actually do work, there's not a whole lot of people doing that anymore. I think electricians and plumbers, they will dominate in like the next 50 years because more and more people are not doing that. Anyways, like what I was saying, all the kids, every single one, they just want to be streamers, gamers, or whatever. And that's why the competition is so fierce. Yeah, you gotta be consistent. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. The one thing you could control about one thing you can control, yeah, with your content is consistency, right? I mean, your production, your quality, you know, thumbnails, all that stuff. Obviously, you can improve upon, but there will always be people that are better at it because they have more money, more experience, whatever, bigger team. But the one thing that you can't always control is your consistency, and just stay with that and get better with every video. Yeah. Skipping stones. The more you know about Bitcoin, the less you worry about the dips. Exactly. Exactly. William is asking, how do I know if I'm buying the right meme coins with all the replica coins out there? Well, make sure you get the right contract. You got to get the right contract address. If you know that, then you know exactly what you're buying. But if you just type in a name without the contract address, that's disaster. Hey, Bitcoin is moving quite nicely right now. Look at that. Ooh, 60,000. Why is Matic pumping today? You know what? It was pumping yesterday too. I'm not actually quite sure what happened with Matic. It's good to see it have some traction. Did you see the new Lamborghini? I actually ranted about the new Lamborghini yesterday. I can't pronounce the name, first of all. And second of all, I don't like it. I'd much rather buy ZR1 than the new Lambo Terra Mario or something like that. I hate it. I hate the name. Can never pronounce it. I hate all these Italian brands thinking they're clever by, you know, throwing their Italian names in there and then making it so that's so difficult for Americans or anyone else to pronounce those names. I can't stand it. Ferrari does that too now. Just give it some number or something. It's easy to say. Like F8 is easy. 296 is easy. Why did they have to go Parasangue with their SUV? Like, come on, just give it some number to say. And then there's a new Lambo. I mean, same thing. Top alts you would buy right now, no brainer. If I had to load like, let's say 5 alts today, okay, I would throw, of course, Solana in there. I would throw Avalanche in there. I would throw Pepe in there. I know that's controversial, but I will. Stacks in there, and probably throw like Jupiter. If I had to like just randomly pick 5, I'd probably pick those 5. Reckless. Tamarario. Tamarario. Is that what it is? Tamarario. It means reckless. Yeah, it's reckless of Lamborghini to name it that. But I'm disappointed. I don't like the looks. And I think the new ZR1 is going to be a better car in every way. It's going to be cheaper. It's definitely more powerful. It's going to be faster. It looks better. And it's just going to be better all around. Ava Angel, welcome. New member to the channel. Welcome. No one talks about price of Satoshi's going to $1 this year, possibly $5 by the end of the cycle, because no one looks at it that way. But if exchanges did change the way they sell Bitcoin to like buying sats instead of buying fractional Bitcoin, I think that would definitely help retail interest. Because right now, people are looking at it, well, I'm buying 0.1 Bitcoin for 6,000. Wouldn't I rather put 6,000 into like something that's smaller? You know, that's how the retail mind works, right? But if you made it like, oh, yeah, you could buy a sat for $1, or buy a sat, or you could buy 10 sats for $1, or something like that. That'd make it a lot more appealing. Right, I'm hoping exchanges do change to that model in the future. Self-awareness 333 is asking a really weird question. Is there a reason why you're live? Is something happening today? I checked out for a week. I live stream twice a day and been doing so for years. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know how else to answer you. My wife says Corvettes are like renting a cheap Lambo. She sounds like she has expensive taste, that's for sure. If Sol, the shamanist, whatever that name is, if Sol flips ETH, could Bonk hit 15 billion market cap? Yes. Yes, it can. I think Notcoin could go as high as Doge. They have the user momentum, can 10x from here. I don't know about that. It's to me, Notcoin is like a fad. 1 billion to 10 billion. I mean, a bull market, it could definitely happen. But Hamster Combat is making big moves too. So you got to be careful with these. They could be a fad and then just disappear really quickly. Look at that. Are you buying this can do dip? No, I am not. I'm sorry, Frank. I don't like all the Italian brands putting all their insanely hard to pronounce Italian names in their cars. That's just me. No, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Do I trade? I still have my leverage on. I have a lot of leverage on. Still waiting to come, you know, to close those. But a lot of them I opened up much higher than here. But I'm just leaving it on. So I've learned from my mistakes from the past, going crazy 15, 20x. So now it's like 3, 4, 5x. George, I need to liquidate something emergency. Do you think I should liquidate Sol or Bitcoin? If it's emergency, has to be Sol. You got to keep your Bitcoin. What's your market cap prediction for Bonk peak run? I don't know. I don't know, man. Bonk, if it does as well as Sheeb from the last cycle, then, I mean, it could be 10 plus. I mean, it could be like 20, 30 plus 40 billion. Doge topped out at what, 70 billion or 80 billion? A Sheep topped out like 40 billion. Can Bonk get to those levels this cycle? Sure, it can. Doesn't mean it will, but there's always a chance. I'm a four-wheel drive Toyota Lexus fanatic, but that new Corvette does look sexy, even from a non-car girl. I'm glad to hear that. The new Corvettes, even the screw the ZR1 or Z06. You look at just the Stingray right now, still looks amazing. Even to this day, when I see a nice like blue or orange or yellow one on the street, I do a double take every single time, even though I've seen these Stingrays for years now. They look gorgeous. GM did such a good job with the new Stingray looks, except the backside, but the front and the side looks like exotic car. It looks amazing. The ZR1 looks even better, and the Z06 looks better, and the ZR1 looks even better than that. They nailed it. If they could like just fix the rear end with the next one that they come out with, if they could fix the rear end to look a little bit more sleek, it would be like the perfect car. And it's damn fast too. Should I move my Bag-O-Matic for more Sol and AVAX? I can't tell you that, man. You have to decide. No one has a brown Lambo. Yeah, I don't think they make a brown Lambo. Evan asks, would it be smart to sell in September of 2025, then average back in starting the end of 2026 and only do a portion of it? Yeah, we don't know for sure that the markets go top out around that time. Maybe it tops out a little bit before, maybe a little bit after, maybe we carry into 2026. And we don't know how deep the drop will be the next cycle, right? Even though we have been moving according to plan, and we have done so for many cycles now, this next one could be different. You know, with the institutions in, you just don't know. If all the institutions continue to accumulate even after 2025, you know, we might not have crypto winter. We may have extended periods of staleness. We could see a little bit of a fall, 30, 40, 50% drop, but doesn't mean that we'll be in 2 years of crypto winter and drop 80% again. So this time around could be different. Doesn't mean it will, but it could be. So the best strategy is just to have a cash pile. Right now, I would still advise 20, 25, 30% in cash. As we go higher, make that cash pile bigger. 40%, 50%, 80%, right? But keep a portion of your crypto in there. Well, at least that's what I'm going to do. And then if we do go down, then you can use the money to DCA, right? Stack BTC or just diversify into smaller assets. I don't know. It depends on how much BTC you have to begin with. Would you ever, Monet asks, would you ever buy American Muscle anytime? What about any? Yes, I would. If I had a lot of time on my hands and I could actually work on cars again, I would buy like a 69 Camaro SS. I still think that car is one of the most gorgeous cars. Maybe like a Shelby Cobra. Like one of the original Shelby Cobra, you know, something like that. I do like those muscle cars. Okay, Jam, make a poll for how many people are at work right now, working for the man or self-employed. I'm pretty sure that's like a very high number. Let's see.
What do you think about Ripple?
Well, I mean, I think it's too centralized, but I definitely want to meet Chris Larson.
Oops, that was not supposed to show up. All right, someone asked me, where do you work? At a company, self-employed, retired. Sorry, the most educational XRP video just randomly unlocked itself. %50 is working for someone else. 37% is quite high, self-employed. And 14% retired. No unemployed option, sorry. If you're unemployed, you'll probably fit in the at a company category. All right, guys. So to conclude, we got a lot going on. A lot going on today. All right, let's see what the Fed minutes say. Is it going to be good, bad? It's all leading up to this Friday. But when it comes to Bitcoin, it's always good. Be strong. Focus on the future. And I'll see you guys tonight. 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one. Take care.